Doug NPA back on another video. So let's cover the Deion Sanders roster purge situation, shall we? Just in case you guys don't know, Deion Sanders is the head coach for University of Colorado. University of Colorado hired him because their team went 1-11 last year, and they want him to turn the ship around. And that's exactly what he's doing. This past weekend, they had their annual spring game. It was sold out, electric atmosphere. Things went really, really well. And after that game, a whole bunch of the existing University of Colorado football players entered the transfer portal to transfer out of the University of Colorado football program. So I have this short clip here. We're going to watch that, and then we're going to look over this article that talks about all the player movement. Before I do that, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And one last thing, I am biased over here, okay? We support Coach Prime all day over here. He's going to be a great example of male leadership, which is sorely needed in our current culture. And he's going to be an even better example of black male leadership. I fully expect him to meet and exceed all expectations. I'm not really a technical football fan, but I am going to cover all the social aspects of it. So thank you for being with me through this whole Deion Sanders journey. So let's get into this news story real quick. Let's go.
Come to Colorado.
I don't sell them. I just have a real conversation.
Besides you.
We have a real conversation. And I really want to raise men, not boys. And I really want these parents to understand if they send me a boy, I'm going to return them a man. And he's going to be a professional, not just football. He's going to be a professional young man in some form of fashion. And he's going to do something with his life. I promise you, he's going to make impact in the community, with his family, with his friends, with his loved ones. Somewhere or another, he's going to be impactful.
Isn't this the type of guy that you would want coaching your son, mentoring your son? Hey, wouldn't it be good to have some public school teachers? Like, imagine if his math teacher or his science teacher was a man talking like this. You know how many young boys could be in a different situation, have a different direction if we had more of this, period? This is what I'm talking about. Coach Deion Sanders all day. Let's go.
With what you've got right now, I mean, I know it is a little too early, but how close do you think you are to competing in the college football playoff for Colorado?
We don't think about competing. We think about winning and dominating.
I love that.
That's we don't even think of competing.
See, I need this energy all the time around me.
What does that word mean, competing? I never heard that word before.
From winning. Okay, yeah. There you go.
Deion Sanders, let's go. So, okay, this story is called "He Didn't Get a Chance. Why Deion Sanders' roster purge at Colorado has shown no mercy." Jason Oliver never really got a chance to prove himself to new Colorado football coach Deion Sanders. After playing in all 12 games last year as a freshman, Oliver underwent surgery for his torn labrum in November and missed most of spring practice as he healed from his injury, according to his father. And guys, a torn labrum is no joke. If you've been in the gym or trained for any amount of time, you probably met someone that's torn a labrum, and that's a serious injury. So props to this kid for getting back, for recovering and getting back on the field after that. But that didn't matter to Sanders, who has made clear since his hiring in December that he wanted to replace players like Oliver after last year's team finished 1-11, guys. 1-11. On Monday, the backup cornerback was pushed off the team after meeting with Colorado coaches. He didn't get a chance to compete to stay, Oliver's father, Jason Sr., told USA Today Sports. That was the hardest part of it. Oliver Jr. is one of at least 27 Colorado players who said they were leaving the team to enter the transfer portal since the end of the spring practice season on Saturday. Guys, 27 players. Wow. The mass exodus was expected and in most cases was initiated by Sanders and his coaching staff as they continue a roster overhaul that is unprecedented in the modern era of college football. Sanders started the spring with 51 scholarship players inherited from last year's team. Less than 6 weeks later, at least 37 of them had entered the portal, which remains open through April 30th. That means only 14 scholarship players from last year remain as of Wednesday afternoon, and that at least 71 of Colorado's 85 scholarship players could be newcomers by the time the Buffaloes open the season at TCU September 2nd. Guys, a 1-11 team record, you got to crack some eggs, man. Sacrifices have to be made. And the writing should have been on the wall for these young guys. I'm hoping that they can land on their feet somewhere. But once again, Deion Sanders, he pitched to University of Colorado, and they hired him, and he has to make these changes. Let me know what you think. Do you think that these changes are necessary to turn around a team that was 1-11? But put in the comments what you think. It says, "It's no way I can put new furniture in this beautiful home if we don't clean out the old furniture," Sanders said Wednesday on the Pat McAfee show. Dang, savage. Why the purge? It's a numbers game for Sanders, whether the players were injured or not. He's already got at least 30 transfer players coming in to play for him this fall, a transfer class that ranks number 1 in the nation mostly because of its size, according to 247 Sports. On Wednesdays, 2 defenders from Florida State added their names to the list by announcing they were transferring to Colorado. And, I want you guys to search Deion Sanders NIL. And he was talking about his concept of name, image, and likeness, and how he's bringing a machine to make these guys the most popular college players that ever existed. All they have to do is show up and win, and he'll take care of the rest. He'll make them look good, in person with suits and everything. He'll make them look good in the media. There's a whole machine, and all they have to do is show up and win. So check out that press conference. It's actually a really, really good watch. It says, the influx of new furniture in turn requires a purge of old furniture to make room under the NCAA limit of 85 scholarship players per year. It can still be difficult for those on the way out, even if they are warned about it during their first team meeting with Sanders in December. See, there it is. He told his inherited players then to get ready to jump in that portal. Savage, Deion Sanders. Wow. The inherited players were on thin ice to begin with, and they were going to have to compete and show they wanted to be there, said Oliver Sr., a former player at Southern California. In this situation, Oliver Jr. didn't get to compete because he was cleared 2 days before the spring game. Why others left? Sophomore linebacker Zion Magalay had an experience similar to Oliver's, according to Magalay's father, Gabriel. He pulled a pectoral muscle during a workout and was out with the injury for 4 weeks before returning last week. He still played in the spring game, his father told USA Sports, but when he had his exit interview yesterday, they told him, man, it doesn't look like it's going to work out, so it's probably best to go into the portal. Savage. Same goes for Xavier Smith, a freshman safety from Atlanta. He didn't make his college debut until the last game of the season last year after coming back from a broken leg. Now he's looking for a new team after being pushed out. He understood, his mother, Latoya, said by phone. He was injured. He got back right. It's a job. We understood. The speed and scope of this revolving door was fueled by an NCAA rule change in 2021 that allowed college players to transfer to another 4-year college without first sitting out a year of competition. Before that, players who graduated from 4-year colleges also were allowed to switch teams without sitting out. Starting defensive tackle Jalen Sammy said he started thinking about taking the latter route before he met with Sanders recently. I already thought I was going to do it, Sammy said in an interview with USA Today Sports. I was just waiting for the spring to see where Coach Fry felt I fit in the program or not. And it took us a couple of days, but we came to a consensus that I should enter the portal. So he's having these conversations with them, and he's just telling them, it's not going to work out for you here. And he told them in December, I think it would have been smarter to jump in the portal in December instead of waiting till the last minute in April. But that's just me. Why they weren't surprised. Sammy, a Colorado Springs native, has 1 year of eligibility left after starting 36 games at Colorado since 2018. He and others interviewed by USA Today about the departure from Colorado didn't express bitterness at Sanders, mostly because they realized that this is the business college football has become. Coach Pride came and did what he said he was going to do, Sammy said. He's pretty much making room for the team that he wants. For the other guys, it sucked to see them leave. We've been through thick and thin, and this is the key to it. He's pretty much making room for the team that he wants, and he needs that team to be able to get the results that the University of Colorado wants from him. Sanders issued another reminder about this Wednesday when asked about the roster overhaul on the McAfee show. He noted more newcomers are expected to join the program this summer. We already know who we got on the way in, baby, he said. They're probably at the airport right now. He also said he told his inherited players as often as possible that when a whole coaching staff gets terminated, who do you think is next? Savage. So to me, it seems like he told them multiple times and they stuck around. He's likened it to the business world when a failing company is taken over by new executives. In this case, Sanders replaced coach Carl Durrell, who was fired after an 0-5 start last year after his team got blown out every game. It says, caught in the whirlwind. Likewise, it was a business decision for receiver Montana Lemonius Craig, these names, who starred in the spring game Saturday, but then put his name in the portal to leave. Sammy said he spoke with him afterwards and was told he made the decision to leave on his own. Lemonius Craig since has posted on social media that he has received offers to join Penn State, Arkansas, Auburn, and many others. Such high-profile interest hasn't been shown to other departing players at University of Colorado, underscoring why Sanders feels the need to upgrade his personnel by replacing them. 4 players started at quarterback for the Bucs last season, but all have since left and transferred to schools outside the limelight of the Power 5 conferences: Nevada, Arkansas State, Texas, San Antonio, and Miami. They were replaced by Sanders' son, Shedeur, who's a beast, by the way, who came to Colorado with his father from Jackson State. I think everybody understands at this point, most of these boys, it wasn't their decision, Oliver Sr. said. I can only speak for my son. He had no intention of leaving. That's just the situation. Unfortunately, it's the business side of college football. Unfortunately for my son, he got caught up in the whirlwind. And it's not over. On Wednesday, backup quarterback Drew Carter announced he also was entering the portal with 3 years of eligibility remaining, leaving little depth at that position behind Shedeur Sanders. But his father doesn't appear worried. To the contrary, he said this was his plan all along. Deion is going to do what he does, said Zion Magale's father, Gabriel. It's like a whole big show over there, man. I think some kids are getting lost in the shuffle. I get it. Well, I'm glad you get it, and I hope his son bounces back. Although it's going to be hard to sell players that went 1-11 last year. To change the system around from 1-11 to a winning team, you got to make major changes. To make it omelet, you have to crack a few eggs, and that's exactly what Deion Sanders is doing, and he's not even trying to be shy about it. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.